Can you believe that it's the end of January already? Boy, time really flies, but the show must go on. Hello there and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. In today's magazine, we'll share some important information on a government job matching facility serving both the public and private sectors, and how one young man works in the field to become the best in his field. We'll talk agriculture. Stay with us. The magazine unfolds right now.
We want a productive Jamaica. We all are productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, pathway to prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith and this is your GIS News for Friday, January 30. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has called for more cooperation to significantly reduce poverty among Latin American and Caribbean people. The Prime Minister was addressing Wednesday's plenary session of the third summit of the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, CELAC, in San Jose, Costa Rica. She asserted that poverty reduction could be achieved through expanded production, trade, investments and job creation. The Prime Minister has meanwhile commended the CELAC action plan to fight poverty, hunger and ensure food security. Mr. Simpson-Miller also urged the regional grouping to take clear decisions on the concerns of small island developing states and middle-income countries, among them climate change, transnational organized crime and drug trafficking. There are plans to draft a squatter policy to guide the development of informal communities across the island. Director of Housing Policy in the Ministry of Housing, Paula Parks, says the emerging challenge of rural-urban migration has made the squatter policy necessary.
In relation to squatter settlements, the ministries actually will also be looking at developing a squatter policy outside of the national housing policy. But the national housing policy will give a general overview on some of the recommendations as it relates to informal settlements.
Ms. Parks made the announcement at a recent GIS think tank. She also revealed that in addition to using the findings of the UN Habitat's participatory slum upgrading program, the ministry would be consulting with residents of informal communities to see how their living conditions can be improved. Government has reintroduced the High School Diploma Equivalency Program, the HSDEP. Education Minister Reverend Ronald Thwaite says the HSDEP will become the core business of the Jamaica Foundation for Lifelong Learning, the JFLL.
A partnership with the Jamaica Library Services extensive network for the sharing of facilities and technology is nearing completion. This, along with the use of schools, church halls and community centers, will allow for the doubling of opportunities this year and increases thereafter.
3,824 persons are currently enrolled in 28 JFLL centers. Recruitment activities are underway to increase this number to 7,500 between 2015 and 2016. JFLL is also collaborating with teacher training institutions and the Ministry of Education to give teachers the necessary knowledge and skills to deliver adult education. This exercise will begin in March and seeks to deploy an additional 300 teachers across the JFLL Learning Network and special projects by 2018. Education Minister Reverend Ronald Thwaites has called on the Girl Guides Association of Jamaica to begin organizing more troops in primary institutions. He says the group's focus on order and discipline is shared by the Jamaican education system, and those principles should be passed on to students from an early age.
There is statistical evidence that those who join groups
uniform groups, church groups, do better socially and academically than those who do not. So it is a real advantage.
Minister Thwaites' comments come as the Girl Guides Association celebrates its 100th anniversary. The association is a social organization in schools that empowers girls and young women to be confident leaders within their communities. Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson is urging persons in rural areas to make use of the opportunity to get their birth certificates via the Registrar General's Department's mobile unit. The unit, which was recently rolled out in Port Morant, provides valuable information and numerous services.
I believe that having a birth certificate, creating an identity for individuals and a legal status is important to every citizen of Jamaica. There are many persons now, you can't get a passport if you don't have birth certificate.
Birth registration in Jamaica now stands at 98%. This mobile unit is one of a number of initiatives to achieve a 100% registration rate. The unit was acquired at a cost of $6 million through financing from the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF. And finally, a month-long celebration is being planned for February to celebrate the 70th birthday of reggae legend Bob Marley. Tourism Minister Dr. Waker McNeil says Marley is deserving of the recognition as his contribution to reggae and Jamaica has been priceless.
I'm often asked the value of reggae music and the value of Bob Marley to Jamaica and Jamaica's tourism. And I will say it's immeasurable. It's not something that you can put a figure to.
The month-long celebration is being spearheaded by the Bob Marley Foundation and the Bob Marley Group of Companies. It kicks off with a series of symposia at the Bob Marley Museum in St. Andrew on the icon's birthday, February 6. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.
Life is all about making decisions, choosing from a number of options to do a particular thing, which may result in a specific outcome.
It can be difficult, but there are 4 things you can do to help make that decision.
Stop. Check out what's happening and remind yourself to think before acting.
Think. Make sure you're aware of the choices, all the advantages and disadvantages. Then think about the consequences.
Act. Choose the best option and do something about it.
Review.
Finally, review what you have done and determine if it was good or bad. That way, you'll be in a better position to make the next decision, whether big or simple.
In an effort to increase job creation and productivity, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security has developed a database that will give employers and job seekers an idea of the latest trends in the labour market as well as provide career skills training and development. Let's learn about the Labour Market Information System, the LMIS.
Stacey Johnson and Marsha Edwards are both visiting the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. They'll both be utilizing the services of the Ministry's National Labour Market Information System. The National Labour Market Information System, LMIS, is a multifaceted service hub geared towards grooming Jamaica's labour market for service. The hub caters to both employers and job seekers as a job matching facility. The LMIS has 3 components: the Labour Market Intelligence, LMI, the Skills Bank, and the Electronic Labour Exchange, ELE.
We are about the business of not only opening up markets for jobs, but also opening up the minds of our innovators, entrepreneurs and employers to the possibilities for job creation. For the long-term goal is to make the LMIS an integral part of the government's national social protection strategy, which aims to strengthen the state's existing social protection framework to address the needs of vulnerable citizens.
As part of the strengthening process, the LMIS offers a number of services to equip both job seekers and employers to meet the demands of the labour market. The Labour Market Intelligence, a component of the LMIS, provides information on programs and training opportunities for the youth and funding assistance for education and small businesses. Additionally, the LMI division analyzes quantitative or qualitative data and reviews the emerging trends and factors which influence the labour market. The assessments ensure that the services offered can meet the economic and labour market conditions and that the appropriate education, qualifications, training and skills are available in the market. The division also has to adopt a forward-thinking approach in determining the current and future demand and supply of labour and jobs.
And then, of course, because of that database of skills and occupations, you'll find that you'll be able to identify gaps in the workforce. And so persons such as education planners, career developers, curriculum developers will be able to identify where those gaps are and to develop curriculum and training programs to attract persons to fill those gaps in the workforce.
Just down the aisle, Marsha Edwards is meeting with an LMIS representative. As a beneficiary of their services, she is confident that the LMIS can provide the employees needed to fill the vacancies within her organization. The Electronic Labour Exchange allowed Ms. Edwards to upload vacancies in her organization and then search for possible employees through the LMIS Skills Bank. The Skills Bank is a crucial tool for both employers and job seekers as it hosts an untapped resource of skills and services available to the Jamaican job market.
It is a free site, and therefore I see it also as a cost-saving device for employers in that their advertising budget can be reduced because they'll be able to access this information freely on the website. The Skills Bank will also assist in finding the jobs locally, and therefore I think that it will also assist in reducing the reliance on foreign workers, hence the need for work permits. But it also has an advantage for employees, for workers, because they're able to post their resumes on the website, and those resumes will be available to all employers, and so they may find job opportunities that they will not normally find by sending out applications.
The Skills Bank can also be used to determine the hot jobs in the marketplace and therefore position the LMIS to better meet the needs of employers and job seekers.
For us, it proved very effective and efficient because we got skilled and appropriately qualified personnel, and the time frame for action was very, very quicker than methods we were used to previously. The human resource departments can cut out the need of putting out applications, putting out solicitation for applications. You just have your requirements, go directly to the site or engage the Ministry of Labour, and it is ready right there waiting for you. As a matter of fact, one of the services that we got that we weren't used to elsewhere is that they did the initial shortlisting for us, which was good. Again, saved time and saved us money.
For her first stop, Stacey Johnson will be participating in the initial job seeker screening process conducted through the Electronic Labour Exchange section. This process includes registering on the LMIS information portal. During the process, Stacey will also be developing her resume writing, interview techniques, and job search skills. The ELE also provides services in career counseling. After Ms. Johnson has completed the initial screening process, she will create her resume on the LMIS website, which in turn can be reviewed by employers such as Ms. Edwards.
Primarily what we do here is that we facilitate job seekers and employers to meet, whether through our system, which is our website, which is www.lmis.gov.jm, and it facilitates that link in cyberspace, where the individual may access jobs in terms of the job seeker, and in case of the employer, they may also post their openings and allow for job seekers to actually find them in cyberland. Now, one of the things that we have been trying to promote within the ELE is the best person for the job.
The compatibility factor is enhanced through the ELE's employability skills training session, which prepares prospective employees to meet the demands of the working world.
There was opportunities for ward clerks in our organization, and we have since then employed 4 persons in the capacity, and we have found that they are very efficient, hardworking, honest, and dependable.
Not only does this type of service benefit employers at the local level, but at the national level, policymakers and curriculum developers use the information to assess imbalances in the labor market, such as the oversupply or undersupply of particular skill sets.
The labor market is really a composite of the demand side and the supply side, and the educational institutions would be the supply side. The population generally fed through the school systems, the high schools and the universities and colleges, so they would supply the requisite skills and competencies for the labor market. So if we have a good supply of data from the demand side, we'll be able to get the institutions to tailor their programs properly, to package them properly, so that students are properly guided and taught to meet the requirements of the labor market.
The LMIS develops long-term and supportive relationships with their employers, as the employers are required to participate in the LMI study.
This study targets employers island-wide as well as all the sectors in the economy. The main objective of the study is to determine where jobs are in terms of the occupations and skills which are available in the labor market. So we provide that information to our students as well as employers and policymakers.
Also administered through the ELE is the Canadian Skilled Worker Program, which provides employment opportunities in various skilled categories in Canada.
Some of the skill areas are auto mechanics, truck and transport mechanics, heavy-duty mechanics, trailer drivers, persons in the food industry, which includes your counter attendants, the hospitality industry, your housekeepers, receptionists, night auditors. Persons who are interested may register with the LMIS. That's www.lmis.gov.jm. We implore them to go on to put on their resume for employment opportunities overseas.
In addition to their in-office services, the LMIS uses 2 primary means to ensure optimum service to their clientele, through their online portal and their employer service representative programs. Employers and job seekers are able to access the ELE services offered by the LMIS through their online portal. For employers, they can post and edit vacancies as well as access the skills bank.
Without human intervention, we were able to go to the website, put in our needs and select appropriate skill sets that were already loaded on that website to basically do our shortlist from. So again, that saved us a lot of time, and it provided a pool of skilled resources available to us.
Job seekers, on the other hand, can, from the privacy of their homes, edit and post their resumes as well as apply for vacancies posted on the LMIS website. An additional benefit to both employers and job seekers is that all services, both in-office and online, are free of cost. The LMIS also works with career development officers to empower job seekers to make viable career choices.
LMIS has been assisting a number of students in different ways as it relates to finding areas in different job markets, not just for Jamaica but globally. In fact, the LMIS has been providing information and gearing students to find different skills and preparing them in terms of the steps to make forward in acquiring those skills. Particularly as it relates to the labor market, we'll look on in the business area, the technical areas as well, but the technical particularly the biggest area.
While I was attending Holy Trinity High School, I was introduced to the LMIS in 2012, where I got an overview of the occupation and skills as well as the entrepreneurship opportunities. I am now a young man that is confident and willing to work.
The LMIS is committed to serving Jamaica's labor force, and they are building sustainable partnerships to make this a reality.
We are partnered with the Inter-American Development Bank, and as a result of that, we have enhanced the functionalities of the ELE tremendously. We have done so in terms of skill set enhancement, and we have also done so in terms of developing our technologies to keep in with modern day standards in terms of global standards as well. We are imploring our employers to be a part of the LMIS. In terms of national development, we want you to play your part. Utilize us as an extension of your HR department. We are capable and we stand ready to assist in every way and form.
Through their commitment, the LMIS is grooming and empowering Jamaicans to achieve their fullest potential as a productive workforce.
In the long term, we envisage that the LMIS will gradually evolve into a national employment portal, given its wide range of employment and career development services. We are convinced that over time, it will assist in increasing productivity levels through the use of labor market data to guide policy decisions in respect of training, education, and curriculum development for the workforce of the future.
The LMIS in shaping that workforce is making
employment everybody's business.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
How many times have you heard, grow what you eat and eat what you grow? It's a saying that has been echoed throughout the length and breadth of Jamaica. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries has made sure of that. But have you been paying attention? Well, you're about to see a young man who has been doing just that, and he's reaping huge rewards.
My name is Swain Sangster. I attend Newell High School, and I am from the parish of St. Elizabeth. When I get older, I have a lot of choices to make, but I would like to have a business in farming to help to feed the nation.
Attracting young people to farming is a target of the Agriculture Ministry as it seeks to deepen the pool of farmers and increase productivity. Through the Jamaica 4-H Club and the School Garden program, young persons like Swain are honing the skills and cultivating the passion needed to become master farmers.
What I really like about being in the field, seeing how things grow and reaping it, and actually what I mostly like about being a farmer is eating what I grow.
That's exactly the direction in which the Ministry of Agriculture is positioning the country through its Eat What You Grow, Grow What You Eat campaign.
One of my favorite things to plant is corn because it looks kind of nice. It tastes better almost everything in I feel.
This budding farmer refuses to look at farming as a rejected occupation. Instead, he says,
being a farmer actually means you got food on the table for your family to eat. Every time somebody put a food to their mouth, you see a little smile and kind of like how you smile. Feel like you contribute to the smile they got on their face.
And so, in pursuit of a business in farming, Swain uses his grandfather's farm as the ideal training ground.
Some of the things I know about farming is how to plant corn, beans, when it is fit to pick up banana.
From his grandfather, he learns valuable lessons.
He's very punctual and he take care and grow. Don't really can't get in it.
For his part, husband Blair believes that Swain has all he needs to become a top farmer.
Yes, I see him like somebody who would be industrious in farming. I expect him to, I would say, more talented more than I do. For he is in a high school, and I know the tactics I had in my like a small farming, he had greater tactics in the school.
And while pursuing what he loves, boys will be boys.
Shawty, will you let me take you home?
Trouble don't give enough trouble, and sometimes he's very, very annoying. And he loves to laugh too.
That's because Swain loves to give jokes and play pranks on his schoolmates.
He's like a class clown. He would give people names and start calling them, and everyone would laugh.
Still, Swain is dedicated to his studies and, according to his friends, always willing to lend a helping hand.
Like if you don't have something, he'll give you like you don't have a pencil and he has one, he'll like break it into two and give me piece and he'll take piece.
And this generous side to Swain extends to his future plans.
My brother is also like farming, so I would like to create a business that they could also be co-owners with me.
It is Swain's dream to become a billionaire one day, and he believes that with hard work he will become one.
He do good in farming. When most of the times when he go off the farm, he does well. He always get good scores in agriculture.
Swain's sangster, passing on the message of growing what we eat and eating what we grow, fulfilling the Agriculture Ministry's mission of getting more young people involved in farming.
We hear it all the time. Jamaica is a blessed country, and it's true. But are we making good use of our many blessings? Look around. Our natural resources speak for themselves. Year-long sunshine, rich fertile soil, and access to potable water. So why don't we make use of all these things? It's not always about going to buy at the supermarket. Consider planting a garden. Nothing major. Just some tomatoes, scallion, pepper, lettuce, cantaloupe, and that's basic seasoning and vegetables. Covered. Nothing beats the feeling of eating your own produce. So let's join young Swain Sangster and take we hand make fashion. Start planting today. We have come to the end of today's show. Remember to share your feedback and comments by sending an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. You can also follow us on Twitter @JIS News or visit our website jis.gov.jm. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Have yourselves a productive weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.